Alright, what's up everybody? This is Mobs. I want to take some time tonight to do a quick analyzation of the new Skyrim DLC trailer Dragonborn. So let's get started.
Peggy 18.
He was once one of them, the Dragon Priest. He ruled here in their name, ruled over Solstheim.
Alright, I want to stop that right here. For anybody who has been playing these games as long as I have, you will recognize this area. If you played Morrowind years and years ago, you'll recognize that Morrowind had some very exotic areas to it. This is no different. I'm assuming this is part of Solstheim, or maybe a little bit south of Solstheim. But you notice that Skyrim didn't have a lot of really exotic locations. They had beautiful locations, but as far as like really weird or out of the ordinary or interesting places, they kind of did not have that. Here you see you have what's almost a mushroom town. Anybody that played Morrowind will kind of recognize this look and this feel and this kind of environment. I'm really excited to see some of the areas like this. I think it's going to make for a really fun exploration. Alright, let's continue.
But he did not serve the dragons. He devoured them.
Alright, I want to stop her right there and let's talk about who our, quote, villain may be. He might not be necessarily evil. He might have just been a dragon priest who got tired of serving the dragons and decided to rise up. So he might just be chaotic good and who is out for himself and to better his way of life, regardless of what might be at stake. Not all dragon species were good, and not all dragons were noble. So maybe this particular dragon priest just got tired of being, or just tired of serving somebody else. So that's something to think about when we get into this game, that who we are after might not necessarily be a bad guy. Alright, let's continue.
And like them, he seeks to
So, I don't know what this is. It seems like they might be constructing some kind of structure around it. Maybe these are stones that they worship. Maybe these stones give power, much like the dragon stones. Maybe these are focal points of power within this world. You know, there's so many things this could be. I'm extremely interested in finding out what it is and finding out why these spires are built around it. So that's another thing to consider as we get into this game. What are these stones? What do they represent? Alright, let's continue. Alright, I'm going to stop her right here. So, he's reading a book. You can see tentacles or snakes going around his body. My theory on this thing in particular is that maybe these books are what the dragon stones were. You find these books, they give you knowledge, they give you power, maybe they give you abilities, different things. Maybe these books are knowledge collected about the guy you're actually fighting. So maybe as you traverse the land and you get to the store, you find these books that basically give you more power and more abilities in order to combat this great dragon priest that has come back. So that's definitely something to think about. I think that's a good assumption. Alright, I want to stop it right there. That whole scene was very Shivering Isles, and further convinces me that that is what these books are for. You find these books, they give you knowledge, they give you power. The way they look like bug wings almost are unfolding, and the pages are flying all over the place. Feels to me very much like what they did in Skyrim when you found a Dragonstone, and the choir kicks in and shit gets all crazy, and maybe this is the new thing that they're doing, is you go through this tunnel of pages and effects, and it leads you to this book of power. That could be something really awesome. Even this scene has a very Shivering Isle feels to it to me. It really looks like it's to be heading that way. Alright, I want to stop it again right there. Let's talk about this armor. That is clearly spectral armor. Underneath it, you can see bone armor. In his offhand, you can see a bone shield. Maybe that this is a buff to the alteration tree. Because in the alteration tree, you had your mage armors, which were supposed to make casters be able to take more damage. The alteration tree in general is pretty lame, to be honest. The mage armor was not that impressive, and so maybe this is an improvement on the alteration tree. It could also be an improvement on the destruction tree. Maybe this armor, if you get hit, it damages whatever hit you. There's a lot of ways you can go about that, so that's just more assumption. You just wonder what else they're gonna do. Let's continue. There you go. You can finally ride a dragon. See, look at this area too. It's like this crazy library. I never noticed this till just now. If you look at the columns, it's just books and books and books and books and books. So, further leads me to believe that you traverse this whole area of Solstheim, which for anybody that did play the Elder Scrolls Morrowind, Solstheim was in the Blood Moon expansion, and it is a little northeast of Morrowind. So, I mean, look at the area. You have these huge columns of books and all these fucking crazy books. So, maybe this is where you find your book of power. Maybe you have to do some research and maybe to figure out which one of these books is the right book. It looks like a temple of books. It's pretty rad. Let's talk about riding the dragon. There is a huge opportunity to really do dragon riding right. Is there going to be a tree surrounding dragon riding? Just like in the last DLC, you had your vampire tree, you had your werewolf tree. Is there going to be a tree that surrounds dragon riding? You invest points into it, you can fly faster, you can land, you can do aerial combat, melee attacks, so many things. They would be really wise to make a dragon ride tree and make it really great, because people are going to buy this game. The story is going to be great. We know the story is going to be fairly interesting. But people are buying this so they can finally ride a fucking dragon. When this game came out, people couldn't believe you couldn't ride a dragon. Why couldn't you ride a dragon? What were they thinking? So maybe they were just holding off in order to basically sell a DLC down the road. This could be really awesome. It comes more questions. Is summoning the dragon going to be a shout? Are you going to summon it? Is it going to land next to you? And then you ride it? Is it going to be more immersive and kind of fly overhead and you call it down and it lands? Is it going to be more like a horse? And, I'm hoping they go for more immersion, because that's what I play these games for, personally, is I play to get sucked into a world. I don't like tricks. I don't like gameplay enhancements or design elements of convenience. I want my dragon to fly around me. I want it to be around me. I don't want it to just appear in front of me. That's just my personal thing. I play Elder Scrolls games to be in another world, not for the convenience of calling a dragon and have him appear in a puff of smoke in front of me. So I'm really hoping personally that they take it this way. Alright, let's move on. Check that out. That was the stone and the temple built around the stone. Why did it blow up? Maybe the source of power got too great and it blew the fuck out of that, the ruins or whatever, the spires that were building around it. Maybe those spires are there to contain the power. Maybe it's a containment unit to contain the power that those huge stones are capable of. That looks to be that it might be it. Alright, let's keep rolling. Boom. New armor. Bear armor. Look at the helmet, that is a bear. If you played this on the PC and you were heavily into modding, you know that there was a multitude of beautiful armors that you can download and use. That's why I feel that these games do not belong on the console. The base game is great, but why these games are playable for several years after their initial release is the modding community. There's one modder in particular that has made armor sets that are better looking than anything Bethesda has ever put out in the history of their company. So, and you know that they are always looking at the modders, always looking at that creative outlet in order to take ideas, use those ideas, give them that Bethesda polish, and import them into their game. If you think about Fallout New Vegas, it was Fallout 3 with polished mods that were created by the community. The weapon mods, the scopes, the ammo, just all those little things that made the game so great. They took it, they put it in New Vegas, they polished it, and made it theirs. But to be honest, it was never theirs. It's the modding communities. And the modders are going to get this DLC, they're going to see what's done, and they're going to make it better. And I'm so excited to see what they do with the dragon riding tree and what they do with dragon riding in general. I'm sorry, I just jock modders so bad because they really make these games what they should be. And I've always had a theory that Bethesda holds back in order to promote a modding community. Because there are things that I've seen on modders that I couldn't believe were not included in these games. These great, intelligent developers left this out? Like, why would they leave that out? I always felt that they do certain things, leave certain things out in order to stimulate a modding community in a community built on creativity and design, and also to foster that design so they can get more ideas. That is my conspiracy tinfoil hat theory on that, and I wish somebody would tell me that that's true. Alright, enough rambling, let's move on. Alright, everybody notice. What are they carrying? Spears. Finally. We asked for it, we never got it. So, I'm thinking now that we're gonna finally get spears. Are they gonna be in the ranged tree or the two-handed tree? Are they gonna be in the both? We got a crossbow with the last DLC. Maybe we get a two-handed spear tree. Maybe we get, they can go in either. They can go in range or they can go in two-hand. I'm just excited to have new options for combat. If you look on the left, his shield is definitely new. It looks like a fur shield of some type. Obviously new mobs. They look like little goblins and they ride boars. So there's two new enemies right there. And that's awesome. I'm excited for that. Alright, let's keep rolling. There's your money shot. That is why people are gonna buy this DLC right there. Is that gameplay video? Is it real time? Is it CG? Is it in-game vid? Who knows? That looks like Harai Hrothgar in the back. So this is definitely in Skyrim itself, I think. Let's just hope that they really take the reins off this dragon riding and let riding a dragon be as part of the game as it is riding a horse. They would be foolish to put constraints on this. It's a single player game. Let us go crazy with it. Alright.
You didn't think that you were the only one. He was the first.
There's your boy. There's the boss. His helmet, definitely, he looks like a badass, and he's clearly absorbing a couple dragons, maybe, underneath him. The narrator says, "You're not the only one," and he showed this guy. So I can only assume that this is who you're after, and maybe this is who is after you. Maybe he wants to absorb you and take your power since you're so strong. You know, maybe it works both ways. Maybe a Dragonborn can absorb another Dragonborn because that's still the soul of a dragon. That would be great and a nice twist. Or, you know, maybe a story, a branch. That could be, there's a lot of potential with that. Alright, let's keep going.
Dragonborn.
Alright, that'll conclude this analysis of the new DLC trailer. I, for one, am extremely excited. I've already reinstalled Skyrim and I'm in the process of remodding it and making it what I need it to be. Getting prepared for this, and I'm starting a new character and I'm playing through it. This is going to be really exciting, and I cannot wait till December till this finally releases and we can get our hands on it. Sadly though, Xbox will come out most likely 30 days on the dot before PC, where the game actually belongs and is fostered. That is a shame, but it is the reality of the business. That will probably conclude this. Once again, as always, I am Mobs. You can follow me on Twitter at MobsDeep. And thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. All right, later on.